The secret sauce of why people lose their self-esteem is really relative to intrinsic worth. When you hear the word intrinsic, look at the first two letters, in, I-N. Extrinsic means outer, outside of you. So intrinsic worth, the worth inside of you. So the big question I have for you is, why do you feel solid one day and then completely, absolutely off the next day? A lot of people don't lose their self-esteem overnight. It doesn't happen all at once. They actually lose it when they're tying it to things that are outside of them and that constantly change all of it. So money, looks, attention, status, your performance, all of that is external. And if those go up and you feel good, but if they drop, then you drop. And that's what happens when you tie your intrinsic worth to external things. That is not self-esteem. That is a very condition that is following the externals and the external world. It rises and falls. And that's the thing. A lot of these things that are outside of you are indeed changing. But the intrinsic worth, that's different. That's completely different. It doesn't move when life moves. It doesn't move when the breakup happens. It doesn't move when the money is lost. It doesn't move when these internal things are strong inside you. So that's the thing. It doesn't move when life moves. So when you do not have that, then everything outside of you becomes a direct vote and veto on your value. That's what happens. Think about a day where everything was good, everything went well, everything went right. People responded, the things clicked, and you felt really sharp mentally. Then think about the day where you actually mess up, someone ignores you, you get in an argument with somebody, and then it all falls apart and goes to hell in a handbasket. So if your mood and your identity swings really hard on external things, that is not an idea that's wrapped around stability. That is wrapped around external things. That is extrinsic. And that very dependence is going to run your entire world. We have to build intrinsic worth. We have to look internally of what's going on. We have to create the evidence inside of us. That's our proof of value. We can't look to external proof of value. That's where we have to draw the line, because you are not only valuable when you win or you get it right, you are also valuable on your tough days as well. And keeping promises to yourself is going to be important, even the small ones. You have to be able to take action. If you take action, your mood will indeed follow. Very important. We can't get past our thoughts or our feelings sometimes, even when we know that we have to take action. So you have to build that inner trust inside of you, because that is literally the growing foundation of your intrinsic worth. We have to be able to separate that feedback that we get from the outside world from our actual identity. And this happened to me years ago. If I used to write a screenplay or a script, if someone ripped it apart and criticized it, I attached it to my self-esteem. Bad writing meant bad writer, and that's the equation that I made until I realized that I separated my output from what's going on inside of me. Do those things when no one is watching. And someone can dislike what you did without meaning that you are less as a person. Do those things when no one is watching. Don't do it just for the credit. Don't do it just for attention. Do it because you said you would. That is how you create evidence. You take action. The promises you make to yourself are the most strongest ones ever. That is where your self-respect starts to grow. It's all about your intrinsic identity. Because if your worth is always depending on outside world, outside reactions, you will always be chasing everything outside of you. When your worth comes from the inside, you don't need anybody's damn permission to stand strong or to stand firm. And that's all I'm going to say. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this to someone who needs to hear it. Take care.